For a lot of experts out there, writing a book feels like a passion project, something that would be nice to have someday. But what if I told you it's actually the single most powerful strategic asset you could build for your business? Today, we're going to break down how a book isn't just a book, it's the ultimate authority builder. So let me ask you something. Does this sound familiar? You are absolutely incredible at what you do. Your clients get amazing results. But getting your name out there beyond your immediate circle, it's a constant battle. You know you're an expert, but you feel kind of invisible. It's a really common frustration, but believe me, there is a powerful way out. So, how do you fix this whole visibility problem? Well, the answer is all about making a leap. It's about going from being just an expert, someone who has the knowledge, to becoming an authority, the person everyone automatically thinks of and seeks out for that knowledge. And the best tool, the most effective way to make that jump, it's a strategically written book. And look, let's be totally clear about this. This isn't about ego or just seeing your name on a cover. We're talking about building a real, tangible business asset, something with a measurable and often massive return on investment. It's about using this unique tool to completely change your professional game. Okay, so the first superpower of a book is all about perception. It's kind of wild, but it has this almost magical ability to instantly raise your status and lock in your credibility before you even open your mouth. So what's going on in our brains here? It's this cool phenomenon called education bias. Think about it. From the time we were kids in school, we were taught that books are where the real trustworthy knowledge lives. That idea is so baked into our subconscious that when we meet an author, our brain just automatically goes, oh, this person is an expert. Your book hacks right into that powerful mental shortcut. Theory is great and all, but let's see how this actually plays out in the real world. I want to tell you about a guy named Paul Newton. His story is just a perfect illustration of this incredible transformation. When I first met him, he was a really good magician. And this slide just says it all, doesn't it? On the left, you've got his professional identity before the book, but after he published, everything shifted. His title, how he was introduced, his entire professional persona. He wasn't just Paul Newton, the magician, anymore. He was Paul Newton, the author. That puts you in a completely different league. Now, to really put this into perspective, before he wrote his book, Paul was earning a respectable £300 or so for a gig. That was his baseline. A skilled pro for sure, but basically trading his time for pretty standard fee. And here it is, right from the horse's mouth. He felt that shift immediately. Just think about the power of that. Being introduced on stage as an author versus, in his own words, the magician who messes around with elastic bands. It's a night and day difference in how people perceive your value. So, what was the actual tangible result of this change in perception? A 10 times increase in his fee. Yeah, you heard that right. That's not a 10% raise, that's a 1,000% transformation. We're talking about the exact same person with the exact same skills, but now he's positioned as an authority. The value the market put on his expertise just exploded. And oh, it didn't stop there, not even close. The book basically became his global passport. He told me that a staggering 80 to 90% of his new speaking gigs, we're talking Dubai, America, Stockholm, came directly because of the book. One of those trips even led to him landing a non-executive director role worth an extra £60,000 a year. All of that from the one decision to write a book. Okay, so superpower number one, a book builds instant authority. Got it. But there's another superpower that's just as potent. Your book can become your single best sales and marketing tool, working for you 24/7, even while you sleep. So here's how this works. Your book does all the heavy lifting for you. It attracts the right people who connect with your message, it teaches them your approach, and it weeds out anyone who isn't a good fit. So by the time a reader actually reaches out to you, they're already convinced. That sales call isn't really a sales call anymore, it's just a conversation about logistics. And I know this works because I've lived it in my own business. This isn't just me telling you stories about other people. I want to show you some cold, hard data from my very first book so you can see just how powerful this silent salesperson really is. Just look at this timeline. Before my book, I was usually handling about 5 client projects at any given time. Then, in May of 2019, the book was published. Just 2 months later, 2 months, by July, that number had shot up to 16. The book was bringing in perfect, pre-qualified clients faster than anything I'd ever tried. It was the ultimate sales machine. Okay, let's talk about the money, the nitty-gritty. My total investment to get that book professionally published was around £3,800. In the first 8 weeks alone, the new business it generated brought in about £29,000 in profit. That's an immediate return of over 24 grand. I mean, come on, you just can't argue with those numbers. And here's the really crucial part. This wasn't just some lucky temporary spike. That 300% growth didn't just fade away. It created a brand new sustainable level for my business. For the last 4 years, having 10, 15, even 20 projects going at once has been the new normal. The book fundamentally and permanently changed the entire scale of my operation. So as we start to bring this all together, the main goal here is to completely shift how you think about writing a book. It is not a cost, it's not an expense you need to minimize, it is a strategic investment that you need to maximize. So let's just recap those 2 superpowers we've been talking about. First, it taps into that education bias to give you instant authority and make you the go-to expert in your field. And second, it acts as your tireless 24/7 salesperson, bringing in a constant stream of your absolute ideal clients. The takeaway here is really simple. If you're serious about growing your business, if you want to elevate your brand, and if you want to open doors to opportunities you can't even imagine right now, you have to stop thinking of a book as an expense. It is one of the single best, highest return marketing investments you will ever make. Which really just brings us to one final question. And this one is for you. Think about your business right now. What's your biggest challenge? Is it credibility? Is it getting more leads? Is it charging higher fees? What is the one major problem that positioning yourself as an author could solve for you starting today?